What's happening, folks, and welcome to another episode of Stars of Tomorrow, FM23 series, where we look at young talent on Football Manager and we see how they get over the course of their careers for players that I find and I'm curious to look at. And please give me in the comment section, or if you joined on Discord, you can put a question there as well. Don't forget down below, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for daily FM content on the channel. Down below, let's play channel down below as well. Waiting for the Resident Evil game to arrive so I can get my hands on it and then crap my pants and play it. That'll be on there soon. Jedi Fallen Order about to finish on that channel as well. So today's player is Ivan Ferguson, Irish striker who I believe played for Ireland this evening at the time of recording and scored on his debut, I believe, against Latvia. I think it was his debut. I know he scored. I'm pretty sure his debut as well. Obviously, Brighton fans know a lot about him. He's reasonably come on my radar recently, and I thought let's look and see if this is the kind of player that could be really good for a kind of January update, check, because he's the kind of player that will get a boost. So, what is his potential rating, you ask me? Well, 180 is the max rating he can get in the range. I have set it to that rating as per usual. So striker, he can only play striker, which is completely fine. Straight away, he's got 14 finishing, 14 heading, 14 penalty taking, good physical stats, good work rate, and decent composure, and good determination, decisions, concentration, all the rest of that. So he is seen as a target forward, makes sense with that strength. Also, can be a pressing forward, complete forward, poacher, advanced forward, and deep line forward. Obviously, deep line forward is what I'm starting to play a lot more of. I don't think he quite gets that level yet, but wait and see what happens when we start looking at the review of him. He's got no player traits to discuss right now. He's technically 2-footed, fairly strong and very strong on his feet. So I would say either foot. I say he's 2-footed. That's what I'm reading that as. 17 years old. Obviously, pros and cons. He's a very consistent performer. He's good amount of pace, good attitude, and can improve a lot in the future. He has got a fairly susceptible to injuries on, which we're to keep an eye on when we get to the jumps and see how that develops. But also can do work on his crossing, according to this coach. He's a striker. He scored goals. Not going to be out wide much, is he? Let's be honest. And if he is, then, well, that's stupid. If you play him out wide, he's actually a natural striker. So, the first jump, the key thing to look at, obviously, other than the obvious, is that injury record. Alright, folks, so he's now 20 years old, so 22 then. He's 20 years old, and he's still at Brighton, which is not surprising. Usually Brighton sell a bit later on in their careers when they develop the players, either buying them or youth system development. So 15 finishing is the main stat to look at there. The pace with the 16 as well looks really basically the same in the mental stats, but that injury record is what we need to look at. And for me, I know it's only 3 years. That's not injury pro. Again, we're going to do 5-year jumps next, so that may give us more indication as to whether he's injury prone or not. So, career stats, have a look. I'm guessing he's not played that much for Brighton. He's got 6 goals, 1 assist, then he's got 3 and 1, then 4 and 0. So he's still obviously very young. They're still bringing him easily through. He's still increasing a little bit. His current potential rating is 104, so not far off the 180 now. But I still think this guy will get more football soon. He's getting game time on and off the bench and a few starts here and there, but I think this is now the case. Now it'll kick on now. There's a release clause in his contract of £42.5 million for relegation and £86 million for Champions League clubs. Again, that's not necessarily what happened in your save, but it is worth keeping an eye on that. It's potentially what they could do. It wouldn't surprise me if it happened in your save, but obviously they're guarded against these big fees, and if they get relegated, they're guaranteed to get a certain amount of money because that's a release clause. If they don't get relegated and he develops, they may end up regretting that if he gets to a really good goal scoring level, but at least they're guaranteed at least that amount of money. So, next jump. Alright, folks, he's gone to Chelsea, and we've now seen a massive jump up in across the board. Obviously, the main 4 mental stats are anticipation, composure, concentration, and decision making. The physicality is incredible, absolutely fantastic, both in pace, stamina, strength, jumping reach, balance and acceleration, all very good. 16 finishing, 15 first touch, 16 heading and 16 technique. Looks like a really good striker. Now obviously we've got some more player traits on him. We've got quite a lot of player traits on, to be fair. We've got runs ball through centre, moves into channels, places shots, likes speed offside trap, does not dive into tackles and tries first time shots. The fact he's 2-footed as well would indicate to me that's not a bad thing, because either foot he's strong with, so you're not going to worry about like he's on a weaker foot when he's shooting first time, because both foots easily strong. Injury record for this guy, okay, well there's a lot there, but they're not serious, like 3 days, 4 days, 6 days, 7 days, things like that. I don't know if that counts. I don't know whether they class as injury prone. Is it the amount or severity? I'm assuming it's the amount, which for me, that's not an issue really for me. That, it's not a big problem. From 2022 to 2030, it's like 2 days, 3 days. It's not a big problem. It's minor injuries, maybe things that get through injections, and maybe massive gaps between games. Well, so I don't think it's a big problem. Again, if it was like 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 7 weeks, 2 months, I'd be more concerned. But it's not really putting alarm bells on me here. So Brighton this year basically started playing there 23 and 12, then 24 and 12, £115 million to go to Everton, 22 and 17, 52 and 26, 50 and 31, goes to Chelsea, and gets 31 appearances and 15 goals. So Brighton have made a massive profit on this guy. They really have. They got more than the fee they had originally for the Champions League release clause, which was like 80 odd million, wasn't it? So they've done a great bit of business there. Again, I think it's a simple matter of getting this guy early, because obviously if he starts scoring goals like this level, he'll be insane to get in your club for a decent fee. But look at that. The composure, concentration and decision making are fantastic. I love the fact he's got the places shots, he's got the good finishing, he's got the good technique and the composure. And I'm guessing, I don't know whether decision and concentration are a factor in it. You did assume they would, because he's got to concentrate on his finishing and make right decisions. So I maybe adding kind of a theory behind the game there a bit too much, but that's what my head's saying. That would make sense. I don't know how in depth the game goes on these stats for finishing, but definitely composure would definitely be high, and I would say concentration and decision making the same, because obviously with finishing you got to concentrate on, especially on a first time shot, which he likes to do. You got to concentrate and obviously a good technique. So for me, that makes sense to work. So let's see if he can continue, if he can get 30 goal season on a regular basis. I think he can. Alright folks, still at Chelsea, and relatively the same stats. Only one that's increased increases the concentration rate to 18. The rest is pretty much the same. I don't think there's any new player traits on him here. No, they're all the same, relatively the same. The injury record. Okay, it's quite a lot here. So again, at a glance view, this is a bit more serious. After the 3 months here, we're getting a few more. So there's quite a few. Again, severity, most of them are like 7 days or less, the majority of them. So it depends on how you view injuries, and I don't think that's too bad, but it's something to be aware of when you sign this guy. So look at the record at Chelsea. Versus got 15 goals, so they got 22 and 39, 25 goals next season after that, then 27, then 30, then 26. So even though he's getting a lot of niggly injuries, he's banging 30 goals a season-ish, around that figure every season. Obviously, very one-dimensional player in terms of he's just a striker. Not a downside, just saying how it is. Chelsea not got any of these clauses in his contract. Didn't think they would. Yeah, he's a out-and-out goal machine. He's just an out-and-out goal scorer. He's going to say, stick the ball in the area from it, I'll put it back in the net. And that's not a bad thing to do as a striker, is it? In fact, that's your main job as a striker, to score goals. Bizarrely, other than that, there's certain players at Liverpool are striking and certain Brazilians don't score goals and get praised for it, or did get praised for it. The same. But yeah, a lot of money, but goal machine. Let's find out if he continues into his mid-30s. Alright folks, so he's still at Chelsea. Obviously the pace has dropped off massively, 34, but we're looking at the goal return in the later start. It's 27, we're going to get to 30, 26, then 13, 21, 24, and 9. Obviously he's getting older and getting more, getting less effective with his physicality, but still has got an eye for goal. He's still scoring goals up until last season, of course. Last season was what, 39, so okay, he's had a few injuries here. Yeah, but again, I look at the severity of these injuries and they're not major. There's only 3 major injuries, rest are moderate. So again, if you're a big club, you have a squad, so you won't, let's see, I severely doubt you rely on this one guy to score all your goals. Well, in theory at least. He may be getting most of the goals, but you have other people that should be getting goals as well. What I'll say about this guy, one good thing about this guy is he's got incredible physicality early on in his career. He's got fantastic mental stats, and he's got an eye for goal, and he's both quick, strong, and good in the air, and good at finishing generally. The downside to this guy, the injuries could be a problem potentially. I don't know whether we got lucky or whether it can be worse than that in your version. Also, the fee could be massive, but you're getting a 30-goal season striker-ish on average. So I think it's not terrible. It could be a case of buy him early, get in there quickly, make him so he wants to leave that club and come to you early on. That way you kind of force him into it. Maybe if they do that lease clause for like we saw earlier with the 42 million pound lease clause for relegation, if they do that in your save, pray they get relegated and then sign him, or pay the release clause of your Champions League club, or at least I wonder if you could actually do it, even if you're not a Champions League club but you're like Europa League and you've got a lot of money, whether that fee for Champions League would be reasonable to bid around that and you get him. I don't know, I never tried it myself, but yeah. What do you think, guys? I think he's a player that keep an eye on in real life for certain. Obviously, he scored for Ireland. Also, is he a guy is he the striker for you in your FM saves? If you're Brighton, if you used him, if you have, has he done well? Brighton is a save, I'm not going to lie, that I had earmarked for a Let's Play, and this guy makes me want to do a Let's Play with him alongside PhD. I don't think I'll do that though, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. So if you have enjoyed the episode, I hope you have. Hit the like button down below, subscribe if you're new as well, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye.